video is going to be about Riverdale Season 2, so if you were really looking forward to another Star Wars video from me, I promise the next 2 videos I will upload will be Star Wars videos. If you were looking forward to a political video from me, I don't know when the next one of those is going to be. I promise it won't be too long. I can't keep my mouth shut for long. The reason that you're not getting one on all of the stuff that's happened in the last week or 2 is honestly, I am just really tired. Things have been kind of busy at work. I have been sort of having to ramp up getting ready for law school and taking care of a whole bunch of adulting, and I live in Seattle, so I haven't seen the sun in weeks, so on top of being tired, I have like mad seasonal depression. I've been taking many naps. That is why you've been seeing less of me. So I apologize for that. I promise it will be back to normal soon. But in the meantime, hopefully we can all enjoy complaining about the delightful teen drama trash fire that is Riverdale Season 2. Season 1 of Riverdale is something I've done a video on already. It's much more fun than Season 2. In the same way, Season 1 of Supernatural, I would argue, is more fun than any other season of Supernatural. And while I do love me some quality TV, I also love trashy teen dramas. I really do. I have a blast with them. I enjoy them so much. I even read trashy teen books. As a grown-ass woman, I read them in between my real adult actual person books, but I read them. I have read the entirety of the Pretty Little Liars book series. I have read the entirety of the Private series. Neither of them are good, but both of them are so fun. So these shows are a guilty pleasure for me. I know they're bad. I know there's objectively nothing good about Glee or The Vampire Diaries or The Secret Circle or Riverdale, or Pretty Little Liars, or Switched at Birth, or any of these bazillions of shows. They're all kind of similar. They tend to be very overproduced. They star hot, mid-20s to early 30s actors who are supposed to be passed off as teenagers. And the writing is cringy at best, and just utterly awful at worst. The acting is to downright terrible, and the stories are just totally unbelievable. You have to suspend just entire swaths of disbelief must be suspended to enjoy these shows. So I recognize they're not good, and I don't expect them to be good. That being said, there's something particularly bad and particularly dumb about Season 2 of Riverdale. So I'm gonna complain about it, because it goes beyond just not using any of the Archie source material in a way that makes any sense. Granted, I'm not a diehard Archie fan. I used to watch Archie's Weird Mysteries as a kid. I used to occasionally read Archie comics. As an adult, I've just recently finished Sabrina's Chilling Adventures, and that was actually a really fun, dark update on the Sabrina series. I highly recommend it. I'm actually going to be doing a video about that and the Sabrina reboot soon as well, because I love Sabrina the Teenage Witch, another one of my favorite teen shows. And so I haven't read any of the modern Archie comics. I glimpsed at Afterlife with Archie, but I didn't really finish any issues yet. And I haven't gotten a chance to check out Life with Archie, so I'm going to see if either of those are worth any time or paying attention to. I haven't really read any of the Archie comics in a very long time, is what I'm driving at. But I still can't help but notice that they just seem to use the Archie names and universe as set pieces rather than actually incorporating them into the story in a way that matters. And I find that makes it really difficult to take the series very seriously as an Archie series instead of just another teen drama. If you want to be discount Pretty Little Liars, just be discount Pretty Little Liars. Leave Archie out of it, because there could have been a really interesting kind of like Buffy or Supernatural-esque sort of episodal, weird, fun show based around something like Afterlife with Archie or Archie's Weird Mysteries. And I would have so much preferred that, because it would have worked with the camp that this series has a lot better. Because this series is completely campy, but the setup it has doesn't really lend itself well to making that camp as enjoyable as it could be. The plot takes itself way too seriously. It's almost like an entire series that's vaguely similar to The Room in that you're kind of wondering if the people who wrote it reread it at all. And don't get me wrong, some of the performances are compelling. I watched all of season 1 and 2. I watched it, I did, all of it, in a rapid succession because it was really entertaining. Although even my boyfriend got sucked into some episodes of season 1. I mean, in his defense, we were on vacation and it was the only thing to watch because I was on my tablet pad and none of us had laptops or anything, so he was subjected to whatever I was watching. But he did ask me to pause it when he left the room, so even he was sucked in a little bit. Okay. But this season, I just found a lot of things painful. The things that I thought were the worst were the Black Hood storyline is basically the discount entire plot of Pretty Little Liars, which is there's a mysterious person who's unidentified and seems to be almost omniscient in their ability to track all of these people all the time, leveraging secrets and forcing main characters to do things they otherwise wouldn't, and manipulate their friends and hurt people. Dun dun dun! Like, it's the exact same plot, except for it's one guy focusing on one girl and also killing a bunch of people. So I just don't really understand why it's a thing. I don't think that the series needed it. I think there was already enough, like, weird, complicated plot without adding a ridiculous serial killer. Oh, by the way, this serial killer murders Miss Grundy with a cello bow that Archie gave her for being a pedophile. Don't get me wrong. I kind of think she should have done some jail time because it's... What the fuck? I also think Ezra Fitz and Pretty Little Liars should have done some jail time because... What the fuck? What is with these teen dramas? And having high school teachers fuck their students, can we please stop ingraining this in popular culture? Like, my issue with this is the Ms. Grundys on the silver screen justify the actual sexual assault of adult women that adult women perpetuate on young men, and everyone then goes, oh, she's hot, so obviously this teenager wanted it and consented, and thus this person is fine. Even though if the roles were reversed, they would never ever do that. Yes, I'm looking at you, Chink Uger. Oops, this turned into a political video. My bad. Anyway, back to complaining about this show. So, the Black Hood plotline is just terrible, and it really is just discount Pretty Little Liars, and I'm not sure why they felt the need to add that into an already bloated and oversaturated series. But okay. Then there's this whole thing with the rival gang on the south side, the Ghoulies versus the Serpents. Dun dun! And they are dealing this drug, it's called Jingle Jangle. Why? Why would you call a drug something that no one can take even a little bit seriously? Why would you do that? Why? I don't understand. You know, like, I find myself baffled by this. Why? It makes it so much harder to take any scene where they're talking about it seriously. And there's potential for drama in this weird plot line they've created. Also, I don't know if the Ghoulies exist in source material or not, but that's a terrible name for a gang. That's not even a little bit intimidating. The Ghoulies, okay. Really? Did you mean the Goonies? Are you like a kid gang? Like, what? It's just kind of a messy mishmash of teen drama cliches, and I can't stop watching. It's so bad it's good, you know? I don't know what it is, but it's terrible, and I get angry because, like, part of it isn't so bad it's good. I think there's, like, this really weird, unapologetic aspect to it that somehow makes this series worse in a way that bothers me. I find myself getting really annoyed every time I finish it instead of just enjoying being along for a terrible, ridiculous ride. Because at the end of an episode of Pretty Little Liars, I'm not usually annoyed. I know it's bad. I went in expecting bad. But there's a certain kind of bad that they set me up to anticipate, and when I'm given a different kind of bad and it's not justified very well, it's annoying. I know this video was long and a little bit rambly, but I found this series to be completely ridiculous. It's just getting more and more ridiculous, and I guess I'm gonna keep watching because I can't look away. but part of me does want to at this point. It's kind of like with Star Trek Discovery, but the teen drama edition. You know, I want to look away. There are just enough things to like about it that I'm entertained and sort of enjoying it anyway in a guilty pleasure kind of way. But ultimately, it's hollow and bad, and I know it's hollow and bad, and there's not really much that's redeemable about it. That is everything that I have for you on this. If you like my videos, subscribe, let me know what you think of Riverdale in the comment section down below, and let me know any Archie comics fans in my audience. If you have more nuanced takes on the Archie universe, drop them. I would love to hear those. So I will see you next time. Wiedersehen.